Holy moly.
You do not have to do anything except pay a retainer, get a lawyer, and file for divorce right now.
There is no way you come to terms with that quickly. No way, no how. Because the person you were married to for so long doesn't exist.
Who's married, has 2 babies, saying he was going to pay it back. He had a business that went bankrupt.
How does your brain comprehend that? How does your brain comprehend that? It doesn't. We're back with another episode of The Listening Parties. I'm literally currently opening up YouTube to find out what we're going to watch together today. And it actually is really fun because I feel like I'm like indulging. I get to just sit and watch YouTube for a little bit with you. And then I can get into like the meaty stuff. And a financial audit? No way. Hang on. Should we watch this? I love Caleb Hammer, the final episode of 2024. That's funny. Okay, yeah. We got clickbaited. Let's watch something real. Thanks, Caleb Hammer. Ooh, George Camel, my response to Graham Stephan. I couldn't stay silent. Interesting. A little bit of YouTuber tea. I did find some like good Dave Ramsey ones that I wanted. I was like, I'll watch that later with the guys. The gals and guys. Oh, did everyone see that Matt Diavala is back? Hey, we love Matt. He actually lives in Australia and I'm like, can we be friends? We also have a baby who doesn't sleep. Can we be friends? Love Matt. He's the best. I'm so happy he's back. I'm so keen to get onto that podcast because the only thing I'm concerned about is like he started back with like a lot of things. Like he said he went from like burnout and overwhelm so much so that he had to like drop YouTube for 7 months. But then now he's like doing a podcast. He's back on his YouTube channel. And there were like 2 other things. I can't remember what they were, but 2 other big like projects that he's on. I'm like, is that too much? Hopefully not. I think he's like kind of a genius though. So I think he could probably handle it. Oh, okay. This is so juicy. What is this? Screams emergency, full raging lunatic addict. Oh, this is the kind of drama I need in my life. Okay. That's not my own life. Okay, here we go.
I'm 57 years old. I've been married for 33 years, and I've never managed our joint financials.
Oh, controversial one. I just fully believe that in a marriage, your money should be joint. I'm okay with you having something, if you've gone through trauma or whatever in the past relationships, I'm okay with you having each some money in a separate bank account that's yours. Not much, but like something to make yourself feel comfortable. I'm okay with that because I understand like the trauma of what, you know, not having financial security or control can do. However, the rest of your finances, if you feel safe enough to marry someone, then like you should have your finances joined. And if you don't feel secure enough to join your finances, then maybe you shouldn't be marrying them. Bit controversial, but that is like the marriage is the joining of 2 lives. And so how are you supposed to be a team if your money is separate? Money touches everything. It touches literally everything. So how are you supposed to be a team if you're living separate lives, having separate income, separate money? Controversial. People do whatever they will, but that's my view. And you know, I hate to say it, but like whatever works for you works for you. I just think that like the most success, like you're setting yourself up for success if you're combining your finances within a marriage.
My husband has gambling problems that I just discovered, and it's been snowballing since I started discovering the problems.
Oh no. See, this is sad. And like from this perspective, like I said, like I prefaced, I'm okay with having a little bit of money that's just yours. But like, isn't it just the saddest thing to uncover an addiction that you didn't know was there? They've been married, I can't remember how long she said, but a really long time. And that's just, it's so heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. And like addictions can look like many things. It doesn't just mean gambling. It can look like very normal life, just life spending. Yeah, sad. Know the red flags.
Signed a HELOC not knowing what I actually was signing.
So I'm just going to go back on what I said just then. Like, it's so sad, and like sometimes you just don't know, and that's why it's okay to have a little bit of money set aside for you. But I also want to just draw attention to the fact that she did not pay attention to the finances ever at the beginning. If you are not paying attention, if you are not acting as a team, that is, and I'm not blaming her, it's just the situation. It's like that is setting up an environment for these kind of things to go unnoticed and unknown, and secrets to fester. Like, it's setting that up because you're giving someone who potentially has like an addictive kind of personality space and access to money that you're never checking, that you're never like, they have the potential to do that and to fall into that. Again, not blaming the victim of like financial infidelity, because that's what it is. It's infidelity. Definitely not blaming them, but like it's just an environment where that can happen. Whereas if you join your finances from the beginning and you are a team from the beginning and you're working on this thing together, like there is no space. There's no chance. Well, there's some chance, but there's a much smaller chance that you would not know about this addiction. Because if you know all of the money and all of the finances, and then suddenly they're spending or they're coming home with XYZ, that you're like, that wasn't in the budget. I didn't see that come out of the bank account. What? Like, you can question things straight away. So yeah, I do think like having that joint team work from the very beginning, it also like avoids the burden being placed on one person. Like carrying the financial load for a whole family is really heavy. That's heavy and hard. Like, think about all the times where you're stressed about money and you don't know how you're going to make things work. You're doing that all by yourself. Like, no wonder why there's going to be credit cards opened, because a problem shared is a problem halved. So you have two brains working on it. It also means that both people are working on not spending too much money, etc. So
I owe $90,000 of that, and haven't done taxes for 4 years. So I know that at least I owe $10,000 to the IRS on top of everything else I probably owe, because he was taking money of my retirement without my knowledge.
Did you just say he was taking money out of her retirement without her knowledge? Oh my gosh, that's heavy. That's heavy and really hard. So heartbreaking, these things. Like, you kind of wonder how someone can do that to the person they love most in the world, how they can do that to their family, to their kids. But when there is addiction, that's like a proper mental illness. And I'm sure if you ask them if they were ever going to do that, they would say, no, I would never hurt my family like that. But when there's an addiction in play, they will do anything. They will step on anyone. And it's so heartbreaking. It's really so heartbreaking.
How'd you find out?
How did you find out? That's a good question.
I found out a letter, because, he handled the mail. He handled everything. I opened a letter, and it's from Fidelity, and found out that he had borrowed money from there. And I confronted them about it. And that was last year. And he said he was paying, and he did pay it. And I told him not to take any more money. But he can.
So this woman is also in denial, I'm assuming. We've still got, 7 minutes of the video to go, but she found out about one credit card, and she, he said he was paying it off, and, he did pay it off, and she told him not to do it again. Like, but once, if you found one thing, there's going to be more. There's always more, and they don't come forward. Addicts don't come forward.
Continued to do that. Not only that, but he had taken money prior years, and he never told me that. He's got 10 counts because he also stole money from a nonprofit that he was the treasurer of.
Are you still together?
Holy moly. He stole money from a non-profit that he was the chair of. This is so bad. This is so bad. That means they're in way more debt than what she believes. And like, I'm pretty sure that's like proper crime. Okay, keep watching.
Are you still together?
Unfortunately, yes, because
Oh.
people say I'm too nice.
Well,
Still together, and I get it. You're only just uncovering this addiction. You're only just uncovering it. Of course, you're going to stay with them because they're one who you knew for the last 30 years is completely different to who is now standing in front of you, and there is no way you come to terms with that quickly. No way, no how, because the person you were married to for so long doesn't exist. How does your brain comprehend that? How does your brain comprehend that? It doesn't. So this is like, it's such an easy question for people who've never gone through this to ask. Like, why are you still with them? What are you doing? You know, why haven't you left? Or like, or assume that they would have left. But there's a lot of therapy, a lot of processing. There's going to be a long time before that realization, if ever, that this person is not who you knew. The person that you knew never actually existed. That's a big thing to grieve.
Getting a divorce is going to be very expensive, and so I'm trying to get my finances in order. He's just delusional. He's in
so
another world.
are you just biding your time? Is that what that amounts to?
Yeah, I get that too. You can't, if you, like, practically speaking, you have to get your finances in order. You have to build yourself up a little bit so that you can get out.
You're trying to get your
Yeah.
finances together so that you can get out of this marriage, or are you guys going to counseling to see if you can solve it?
Oh, no. We did counseling, and he was not there. Yeah, I mean, I've been begging him to do things, and he...
I'm surprised he even went to counseling. I am dead serious surprised. Addicts do not want anyone else from the outside uncovering who they are.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand where you are then, hon. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. What a heartbreak. You don't know what's going on, and that's terrifying. And you got 33-year marriage that's ending, and that's terrifying.
This is where Dave is like, he gets so hard. Oh, I'm gonna cry because this is really sad. Dave gets like such a bad rap, like for yelling at people and for being heartless or whatever. Like, he's the person who yells at people for their finances, but like, he knows when to just be like, I'm sorry, that is the hardest thing. Like Jade, I'm pretty sure her name is Jade, was harsher on this caller than Dave is.
Am I understanding you correctly to say you are saying you're going to end this?
I am, yes. I'm done with it.
Okay.
He's not. He thinks...
Well, it's not up to him. You can, in Oregon, you can file for divorce. You're allowed to do that.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
I just can't.
Do you work outside the home?
Oh, yeah. I'm a nurse, so
So where does the money go that you make?
Well, it was going to a joint account. I finally...
Okay, so it's going into you changed it, it's going into your name now.
Yes.
Good. How much is in that account?
Right now, there's about $11,000.
Okay.
$11,000 is okay. $11,000 is that. I feel like that's enough, or getting close to enough.
When you hang up the phone, I want you to call a divorce attorney and schedule an appointment for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Please.
My heart is like pounding. Like, oh, it's so sad and so stressful. And like what she would be feeling hearing this, because obviously she's called for someone to tell her to do this because she has the money. She knows she's going to do it. She's looking for advice. She's called an advice show. She's looking for advice. This is probably what the back of her mind was hoping someone would say. But imagine someone turning to you and you saying, you have to uproot and end your life now, today. It has to start today. You hang up and you call a divorce attorney today. Imagine it, the pit of your stomach. God, the little like tagline says husband's gambling put us in 120K of debt. Like, thank God it's only that amount. This could have been much worse. And I mean, it might only, like, that might be the only amount that she knows. Chances are there's more, but it could have been a lot worse.
You keep thinking you're going to wake up and this is all a bad dream, and I'm your old ugly brother that's telling you.
That is exactly what I was just talking about. Like, she's feeling like it's a bad dream, and but the reality is you're about to uproot your life. The thing is, you're not going to do it. They did it. They did this to you. And they're going to turn around and make it seem like you filed for divorce and it's all about money and blah, blah, blah. It's not. It's got nothing to do with the money. It's got nothing to do. You're not a bad person for uprooting your life and for leaving. It's, what does Dr. John say? In your lap, not by your hands. Like, they did this. You're the one having to make the call to the divorce attorney and get the process rolling. But they did this. You didn't do this.
It's not. It's your reality. And it's unbelievably sad. It's unbelievably scary, but it's going to get worse every moment that you don't deal with this. You do not have to do anything except pay a retainer, get a lawyer, and file for divorce right now.
He's telling me he's going to fight it, and he wants.
I don't care what he thinks.
Half and
he no longer has a vote.
Yeah.
He gave that up when he stole money from a nonprofit, when he stole money from his wife, when he had her sign documents that she didn't know what she was signing. This is a full raging lunatic addict who has no boundaries. And he's going to burn the house down around you if you stand there and watch it and ignore the smoke. Please, darling, for your sake, while there's still something left, get an attorney and get him around the throat and shut down all of the financials. It's time for you to get very aggressive to try to salvage what you can for the next chapter of your life, hon.
Marta, who knows about this? Are you going through this alone, or do you have some folks around you?
That's a good question. Jade. What is your support system like?
Oh, no. I mean, I have friends. I'm going to counseling.
Okay.
My kids know, but I mean, he took $60,000 from my son who's married, has 2 babies, saying he was going to pay it back. He had a business that went bankrupt.
I'm sorry.
And I'm just
what the hell? He took $60,000 from his son?
Long time, and you've ignored it, thinking it was going to get better, hon, because you're a sweet person. But listen, you're killing yourself here, okay? Please deal with this.
Okay.
Now. This is your big brother that loves you talking, okay? Do it now.
Okay.
Quit screwing around with this. It's not going to... If he suddenly gets healed, gets a lightning bolt struck from heaven, and changes, we can always come back and talk about that later. But right now, everything you have told me in the last few minutes screams emergency.
Emergency. My whole body is screaming emergency while watching this. These people will tell you anything. They will tell you anything to keep the situation as is so that they can keep doing what they're doing.
He thinks he's doing better, but...
Honey, I don't care what he thinks. He lost his vote.
Mm-hmm. And there's no proof of that.
Every time you tell me something about him, it's where he stole something or took something. It's your entire description of your husband. He's a raging, gambling addict. And there's no fix for that. We work with addicts all the time. The only fix for that is to break the cycle, and this guy is not interested in breaking the cycle. Addicts can get better, but 100% of addicts are master manipulators, and they are master liars. He'll make you think this is your fault, okay? And there's only one thing you can do with this, and that's get distance. Financial distance, physical distance, housing distance.
Physical distance, housing distance. Yes. Get out of there, girl.
Please, darling, take action on this. It's not going to get better. This guy's an abuser.
Pooly dooly. Okay, that's enough of the listening parties today, because that was too much for my brain and my body to physically handle. Sometimes these Dave Ramsey episodes make me feel better and feel empowered, and sometimes I just feel like, oh my God, the world is insane. Okay, chat later. Bye.